That was perfect. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the new show that's currently untitled at the moment. So definitely for any of our listeners, you got an idea for a show name, we're taking all into consideration.
Yeah, new dumpster fire. Yeah.
Thanks, Amanda.
Hopefully not, Amanda. Thanks for your vote of.
We love you too.
Yeah, we love you. Hey, Bird, how's it going? Hope you enjoy the show. Something new they've been talking about, and they asked me to join them tonight for the first, and we'll see how it goes.
Hi, Diane.
Got some people coming in here. I think the
Bubba, what do you want? The shit stained panda.
Bubba, this is kind of you and Steve's thing. Let's explain to people how you kind of how it's going to go and what the show's going to be.
Well, we are going to do all kinds of news, whether it's entertainment news, world news, local news, weird news, just kind of all mixed in. So, and then everyone gets to hear our perspective on it. Which, you know, our perspective is not always everyone else's perspective, but, you know, that's the fun thing about it. And Steve, you're muted. There you go.
Sorry about that.
That's all right, Steve. How you doing today, bud?
Oh, Sunday.
Yeah, before we get started, Corey missed all the fun yesterday. The St. Patrick's Day parade, which, you know, you got 3 fat disabled guys getting on a trailer that's 5 foot in the air.
4 foot in the air.
No.
Whatever.
Oh, no, it's only 30 inches in there. Bullshit.
4 foot, 40 foot.
We had
it's
the
all the
highest
same.
trailer in the whole parade, I'm sure. But, you know, we managed it. We did it. We froze our asses off, but we had fun.
Yeah, it looked like y'all had fun. I went and watched I caught the tail end of the video, and then once it went back on replay, I went and watched it from the beginning back, and it looked like you guys had fun.
That was pretty
I'm
awesome.
surprised we kept signal the whole time.
Oh, yeah.
I really wasn't kind of looking, and all of a sudden I was like, oh, I got a notification. They're live. They must have a signal. And then by the time I saw it, you're already turning, going up the backside.
And did you get Jeff Jarrett on that video?
Yeah, but you can't really see him that well.
Should have tried. Could have zoomed in, maybe.
Not when I'm using StreamYard, I can't.
Oh, damn.
If I were just recording it with the regular camera, then yeah, I could have. But
I gotta say, I was totally marking out because I've been a Jeff Jarrett fan for years and years, and I know he owns the baseball team here in Springfield. He's full owner or part owner. I'm not sure.
He's part owner, from what I understand.
Part owner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Well, and I'm not sure who the other owners are offhand, but yeah, that was cool. I didn't expect him to be here for our parade. It was just on AEW Wednesday night, Although I didn't expect him, like I said, here in Springfield for our parade. Now, and I don't know if, because he owns at least part owner of the team, I don't know if he has a residence here now too, or not. But that was good to see him there. Ray talked to him a minute. We may have some doings with him and the ball team this summer. So,
Yeah.
yeah, Sydney, I did dry out finally. I had to come home and put my foot next to the heater. And yeah, see, Corey, that's the other thing. You missed the meet and greet.
I took a little nap most of the afternoon, and I woke up about 10 till 7. It's like, yeah, I think it's too late.
Well, first we had Steve, or first was Amanda knocking over her glass of tea.
No.
And if someone would have been sitting in front of her at that point, which it ended up being Christina and Dan were sitting there, but they weren't there yet.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, they'd have been totally soaked with tea. And then Steve gets water to drink and kept saying, "Oh, this water tastes so good." Like, yeah, I bet it tastes like water. And so we're getting ready to leave. Steve's got to get a to-go glass of water.
The lady gave it to me.
And he knocked right off onto my foot, all over the floor, fucking everywhere. He also shit on his shoe again.
This size cup right here, Corey.
Well, Springfield is known for their high quality H2O, just like New York State has that great water they have. So coming from Williamsville's water source to Springfield, I'm sure it was a great tasting H2O.
It was really good.
High quality.
Just as high quality as Camp Lejeune, huh?
Yeah.
It's cold. And, I think I drank 6 glasses.
I'm surprised you didn't make it home before you had to.
I barely did.
Yeah, there's a picture of Steve's shoe again.
Oh, I pooped my pants again.
Yeah.
I got on my other shoe this time.
Well, you had to make it match the other shoe.
Exactly. I didn't even realize it until I got up to leave.
So, all right. So let's get into this. Let me pull it up here. Well, that's not it. There we go. And we're just going to start it off with the crowds turnout for St. Patrick's Day parade through downtown Springfield. Thousands of people lined downtown streets Saturday for Springfield's annual St. Patrick's Day parade. The 37th edition of one of the city's most famed traditions brought out families and others of all ages and backgrounds to watch 94 different groups wind their way through the parade route that stretched from Jefferson Street and eventually ended at 9th Street. The crowd and parade participants decked out green hats, beads, clothing, and painted faces braved the afternoon wind and cold with temperatures in the 40s for the fun. Bands, politicians, and various community groups made up much of the parade, which it wouldn't have been quite so bad, but that wind was what was horrible. There was a few areas during the parade that the buildings kind of blocked the wind, but then others directions that wind was just howling through there. It says the downtown festivities also included a designated family-friendly area and locations where adults could enjoy green beer and other Irish-inspired food and drinks. The parade's theme was a tribute to the Irish family, and James Clancy, parade president, wanted the Grand Marshals to represent it. Enter the Ryan family of Springfield, longtime participants in the parade, with their shamrocking float. Bill Selinsky came down from Peoria to join 105 other Ryan family members in leading the parade. He said it was an event he had the rest of his family wanted to make sure to attend. It's just togetherness of his family his family starring role. It's something you didn't want to miss. Their drive from Peoria wasn't the longest a family member had to make to Springfield. Relatives came from Texas, Tennessee, and Florida to join. Solinsky likened it to a family reunion with food, fun, and fellowship. So yes, it was. It was.
I bet they won't fucking do it again.
I don't know. The St. Patrick's Day parade's one of those days where Springfield actually is cool, and it's nice to hang out downtown.
Yeah, but
there was quite
so
the
fucking cold.
And I'll say the loudest was at the Alamo and Floyd's Thirst Parlor.
Mm-hmm.
The crews outside those two places were the loudest,
Yep.
with Floyd's Thirst Parlor being the loudest of them.
Yeah. See, I remember back when they used to not put the barricades up, and they would have the cops walking up and down the streets, keep holding you back. And I mean, it was scary because, like, you'd have drunks running in between floats going by, and you'd have kids running up to the floats grabbing candy. And now they barricade the streets off. But
and in the worst places, it wasn't barricaded all the way because we still had
pretty much down 5th Street where the bars are.
Yeah.
Well, and the bad thing was like, especially because the wind, it was hard to throw some of the stuff out to everyone.
Yeah,
so
like
the
flowers.
barricades were, the streets were just covered in candy that people couldn't reach.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, man, the people who cleaned that up's gonna have a shit ton of candy.
I bet there was $1 million worth of candy wasted, but they couldn't even get to it. They should have somebody walk along the line and sweep up
they might have,
as they go
after the parade. Just let everyone.
Yeah, they may take. I think they take the barricades up after the parade goes by, and then because I believe they keep the streets closed on 5th and 6th, or at least on 6th where the bars are till like 5, so you can walk around with your drinks and bar hop all afternoon. So I think they take the barricades up probably an hour after the parade goes by or so.
Yeah, it's fun watching people walking down the streets with beers.
And,
I
remember days past there used to be there would be people throwing out heads of whole cabbages.
Yeah,
and it was like a badge. Yeah, just a badge of honor to grab you got a cabbage. You start ripping off cabbage leaves and putting them on your head and have your little cabbage head.
That's a good idea.
I think it was Neil Williamson, wasn't it? Neil Williamson used to throw hot dogs.
Was he?
I think it was Neil Williams. He had a grill and he was grilling hot dogs. And as he was grilling them, somebody would put them in the bun and wrap them in foil and just throw them out.
Oh, I don't know about throwing a head of cabbage. That might hurt somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know Dan pegged a couple ladies in the back of the head with things, and they turned around and looked at him. So it must have hurt.
Hey, it's pretty.
Yeah, it's probably the only time in his life Goose ever hit a woman with a 6-inch.
Probably, yeah. What's up, Booner?
That's funny. Yeah, Daniel was in the parade with us and came to the meet and greet. It was nice having him there and Brady and you guys all know who Mike Epps is, right?
Comedian.
Yeah.
Day from Friday after next.
Yeah.
Or next Friday, whatever. Yeah, next Friday. Well, airport police seized a loaded gun from him. As he apologizes, I literally forgot. Comedian Mike Epps was caught at the Indianapolis International Airport on Sunday which I think was last Sunday, actually.
Right.
With a revolver and ammunition. According to an airport police report, the Indianapolis native who was in town to kick off a nationwide comedy tour was found with the Smith & Wesson 38 caliber at TSA checkpoint lane Sunday morning. An Indianapolis Airport Authority officer responded to a call of possible firearm inside of a backpack on a screening table to find Epps, who said he forgot the weapon was inside the bag. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'd have said too.
Yeah, it's something you don't want to take to the airport. That's a hard one.
The gun was loaded with 4 rounds of Hornady 38 special ammunition, but none was under the firing pin, the report said. So
he kept 2 empty just as a. I know a lot of people do that with revolvers. They'll keep one out of the chamber and keep the cylinder down so it doesn't accidentally dry fire and shoot themselves in the foot.
Yeah.
Evening, Volk.
Let's see.
Good evening, Mr. Volk.
The next one, there's a celebrity sighting at a Peoria bar and at a Pekin restaurant. Let's see. This was actually from March 7th. And it's not every day you see a big time comedian and movie star in Central Illinois. But Will Ferrell was indeed in the area Tuesday, according to social media. The restaurant Moquette's Rail House posted on Facebook that Ferrell was there for lunch and work. Yes, it's true, but an interesting but great afternoon. Sorry if you weren't able to get a table, but they were running late and filming on our pizza side. It's not clear what Ferrell was there filming. The eatery is located in downtown Pekin on Court Street. According to the Facebook page of the Basket Case Pub in Peoria near Bradley University. Ferrell was there Tuesday evening as well, reportedly singing karaoke.
Big star. You never know, man. If they're working somewhere, they keep that quiet. And Bill Murray filmed a movie in the county I grew up in, and he used to go to all the little local restaurants. And my aunt, she worked at a little barbecue place there, and she served him several times while he was working. Said he was just the nicest guy ever.
Yeah.
Just wanted to come in and eat and kind of be left alone. And so somebody talked to him. He wasn't a prick. He talked to him, but he kind of just, wanted to just come in, enjoy his dinner, and go.
Yeah, he didn't want to be hassled.
Yeah, just come in. If
hey, can I have the autograph?
Yeah. If somebody was nice to him, he'd sign autograph, take a picture, and then get back to eating, but just kind of sitting in the corner with his family by himself.
Yeah. Some celebrities are real good and friendly, and others just, don't want to be bothered.
Yep.
Another little bit of local news here. You guys know the Burger Bar, right? On South 6th.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be featured on America's Best Restaurants.
Ooh.
Springfield's Burger Bar and Backdoor Lounge will be featured on America's Best Restaurants. America's Best Restaurants will be at the restaurant sometime in mid-March. Popular dishes from the restaurant will be featured, as well as an interview with owner Karen Kent. To celebrate being on the show, Burger Bar and Backdoor Lounge are giving away 2 $25 gift cards to the restaurant. Burger Bar's finished episode premiere date will be announced on their Facebook page. It will be featured on America's Best Restaurants website here. So that'll be nice.
Yeah. Springfield's got a lot of good restaurants that's had national attention.
Yeah. Darcy's Pint.
Darcy's, Joe's Chili Bowl,
Charlie Parker's.
Charlie Parker's.
Yeah.
I believe Cozy Dog as well. They've been
Uh-huh.
on.
Yeah, see, that guy from Man vs. Food
Mm-hmm.
was here and did that firebrand chili
Mm.
and ate 5 bowls of that shit.
I got my name on the wall somewhere for 3 bowls, and I could have went more, but I was like, yeah, I'm good.
I got when they were on
it's
South
gonna be
Korean, I got my name on the wall for eating a bowl of it, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm not gonna sit there and eat 5 fucking bowls of that shit.
No.
That's crazy. Steve, you might like this one. Coca-Cola still makes cocaine in a factory in New Jersey.
Cool.
It is one of the
Really?
most recognizable brands in the world. In addition to being a delicious beverage in its own right, especially in the glass bottles,
Yes.
Coke is also a fantastic food additive to other dishes with a variety of surprising uses, particularly in barbecue.
Yeah.
Whether your jam is Diet Coke, Cherry Coke, or Vanilla Coke, which I like that orange Vanilla Coke they had. I don't know if they still have it, but it was pretty good. Chances are you'd had plenty of the drink during your life. Likewise, we're all familiar with the stories about Coca-Cola containing cocaine originally, which the stories are based entirely in fact. The name isn't a coincidence. While cola comes from caffeine-heavy African cola nut, coca comes from the coca leaf, aka the thing that produces cocaine. We may not know founder John Stith Pemberton's actual recipe for Coca-Cola. It's an extraordinarily closed-guarded secret. But we know a couple of the key ingredients from the beverage's founding. And one of those ingredients is derived from the coca leaf. By the time cocaine was outlawed in 1914, company president Asa Candler had already switched the formula from using active cocaine to decocainized leaves, made in a process that separates what we know of as cocaine from the leaf product used in Coca-Cola. Candler insisted, despite only a minuscule amount of coca leaves being used in the final product, the drink still needs coca leaf to function. So the company lobbied Congress hard for a special exemption to the ban and got one. This meant that the Coca-Cola company was legally allowed to manufacture cocaine, albeit not to sell or use it for anything. And incredibly, this is still true today. According to Eater, a Mayflower, New Jersey facility operated by the Stephan Company, imports enough coca leaves to make $200 million worth of cocaine annually and turns these leaves into cocaine to get at those decocainized leaves. Ultimately, for the obvious legal reasons, this product needs to be incinerated as part of the manufacturing process.
Quote,
so no modern
incinerated.
Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
So no, modern Coca-Cola does not contain cocaine. Nowadays, the company mostly restricts its use of strange and possibly unnerving ingredients to artificial sweeteners like Ace K.
So
Which gives you cancer.
somewhere in Mayflower, New Jersey, there's a warehouse with bricks of cocaine stacked up.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're probably putting it on a boat, shipping it down to Columbia, so
Oh,
it can
fuck
get on an
yeah.
airplane to get shipped back up here and sold
Yeah.
legally.
Why
I
do you
would-
think why do you think they make so much money?
It's the circle of life with Coca-Cola.
What's up, Colin, bitch?
Now,
So
personally, like, I'm not a Coke drinker.
I like it's okay.
I love Coca-Cola.
Like, I mean, I'll drink it if I have to. It's not like I hate it. But like, I would totally drink Pepsi over Coke any day.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
And just for me, Coke just tastes too syrupy.
yeah.
That
It's like
makes
cough
any
syrup.
sense to you guys.
Mhm.
But that, like I said, that's just me. There's a lot of people that prefer it over Pepsi. You know.
I do prefer it over Pepsi. I think Pepsi's way too sweet because Coke has a little bit of a bite to it.
Yeah,
It's got a
I
little
agree there.
bitterness to it. But I heard something
Personally,
the other day.
I'd rather have Dr. Pepper any day.
Yeah, I'm with you there. Now, I heard a fun tidbit the other day. There's only, you know, how you see people drinking Diet Coke and people's like, oh man, I love Diet Coke. It gives me a little perk in the afternoon. I saw something the other day that there's only a 15 milligram of caffeine difference between a Diet Coke and a Red Bull. Red Bull has 15 milligrams more caffeine than a Diet Coke.
Son of a bitch.
So for years, everybody's been pretty much jacked up on Diet Coke.
Yeah.
Getting all that caffeine, getting that afternoon energy.
I
And
never
I don't know
liked
if you
that.
guys have seen it, but that speaking of Dr. Pepper, that new strawberries and cream Dr. Pepper.
I like it. It's good stuff.
You've tried it?
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
I like it. My wife didn't care
I
for
love
it,
strawberries, but I wasn't quite sure. But I was like, I got to try it at least.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I like it.
Yeah, it's really good.
So if you're a Dr. Pepper drinker or like strawberries, I'm sure you'd like it.
I like both of those.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what's next. I got so many damn news stories to be prepared. So I'm like totally overly prepared for tonight.
You don't have to run them all. You can save some for another show. So.
Oh yeah. All right. 1-year-old unborn twin found inside her brain. Here's what neurologists did next. A 1-year-old girl in China was having difficulty with her motor functions. Her head was enlarged and she wasn't developing at the rate expected for a child her age. Doctors decided to take a closer look, and when they took an x-ray of her skull, they saw bones inside of a sac inside her brain.
Damn.
The case study published in the scientific journal Neurology in December said the phenomenon was an intraventricular fetus in fetu. Fetus in fetu, sometimes called a parasitic twin, occurs when twins become conjoined in utero, but only one continues to develop. The undeveloped twin is often absorbed into the body of the developing twin. But absorption into the brain is extremely rare. Doctors decided the parasitic twin needed to be removed for the health of the 1-year-old. What they removed was a fetus about 10 centimeters long, with the beginning for formations of arms and hands. The fetus had a spine, but remains extremely underdeveloped. The doctors called it a fetiform, which is a type of growth that resembles a fetus. When they ran DNA tests on the growth, they confirmed it was the twin of the living girl that had been absorbed during a developmental process called neutral plate folding. It's a step necessary for the structure of the brain and spinal cord. This would explain how the parasitic fetus ended up inside its sister's skull. It might sound like something out of a horror movie, like the 2021 film Malignant, where a parasitic twin controls the living twin from inside her head, making her kill on his command. So,
Cool.
yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Can you imagine if Steve had a parasitic twin?
I do. I'm a fupa.
It's a fupa twin, huh?
It's in his belly, and he eats all the time. That's where mine is.
It's eating my Peter.
I'm feeding my twin.
Okay. Good evening.
Let's see what's next. Diana says strawberry monster. I don't drink any of those energy drinks. They all have a weird taste to me. There's some sort of like an aftertaste or something to it that I can't. And they don't even give me energy. I think it's all in people's heads, to be honest. At least that's my theory on it.
I don't know. It makes
like
my
a
heart
placebo.
rate fast. It makes my heart rate speed up.
Yeah, they're not really good for you. I try not to, but every once in a while I'll have a Red Bull or I'll have the Pacific Punch Monster.
Yeah.
My kids swear by them. They sell them at the school now.
If they tell you it's an energy drink, you're just automatically going to believe it gives you energy.
Yeah.
Probably. That's just like that 5-hour energy shit you drink.
Oh, yeah.
That ain't fucking do nothing.
Yeah.
Tastes bad.
Yeah, I think it's just different, like vitamins and stuff to help.
Yeah.
Stimulate your whatever, keep you going.
Former Walmart manager. Here we go. Good Walmart story. Former Walmart manager arrested after leaving the store with $135,000 in a shopping bag.
Man, what a dude. He's my hero.
Melissa Vanderwall, 47, was caught on surveillance footage leaving the Walmart she worked at with $135,000, police say. The cash was emptied from cash recyclers used to restock registers, according to reports. Vanderwall turned herself in on Monday, months after a warrant for her arrest was issued. A former Walmart manager in Northern Illinois is in police custody months after reportedly walking out of the store with over $100,000. So yeah, she's
That's just not enough money for that. The headaches and hassles you got to go through. I mean, if it was $1 million, yeah, I could see $1 million. I mean, it's still bad to steal, but if you're gonna take $1 million, you can disappear with $1 million. Nobody ever see it, but $100,000, it's not a lot of money, especially if you're relocating. And
it was at a Walmart store in Joliet, located about 45 miles southwest of Chicago. The alleged theft was caught on surveillance footage and resulted in a warrant being issued for her arrest. Officials say the money came from cash recyclers. They're used to restock the registers. She reportedly ended her shift early after filling the shopping bag with cash, according to reports. She's being charged with theft and burglary and was jailed on a $100,000 bond. But she had like 135, so she could have got herself out.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Shit, I just kept going. They would never found me. $100,000. I'm going to the Caribbean or fucking somewhere, Colombia.
it says it's unclear why she chose to turn herself into police on Monday morning.
No shit, what a dumbass.
Why? Because she knew she wasn't getting away with it. I mean,
Yeah.
she eventually would have got caught, unless you go to a country that does not do the extradition. That's the only way she was getting away with that.
I worked with a guy. He got overpaid from the company one day. He changed jobs, and his he was supposed to get like an $1,800 check for his salary, and he went to the bank and pulled $20 out, and went to the store and got him breakfast, a pack of cigarettes, and went to look at his slip there, his receipt, and they put $180,000 in his account instead of
Holy
$1,800.
shit! I go back and make a withdrawal.
They make them people put that back. I think if it's
Yeah.
not your fault,
Yeah.
if it's their fault, hey, it's their fuck up.
Yeah, they
should
called
pay
her
attention.
like, you can't use your account for for at least 3 days till we get this fixed. And he goes, bullshit, I got a mortgage to pay. And they're like, well, you can't use the money. He's like, I'm going to use the $1,800 that you owe me. The rest of it you get yourself. You call the bank. I'm working.
Yeah.
Right. Here's a little sports news. Fans were furious after a college umpire intentionally made a horrendous strikeout call as retaliation. The absolute worst thing an umpire could do is jeopardize a game's integrity. Mistakes happen. It's part of the human element of baseball. But there's a huge difference between a missed call in good faith and what we saw during Friday's New Orleans and Mississippi Valley State baseball game. Home plate umpire Reggie Drummer made it personal and intentionally called a third strike that was nowhere near the plate to end the game. And now he has been suspended indefinitely. At least they're doing something about it.
Yeah. Oh, I'm surprised there wasn't a fight. My kid played Pee Wee football league, and we went to a game, and they're like, "It's a hot one, man. You better watch. They're after them." And the fans and the parents got in fights with the other parents and the refs, and they ended up charging one of the refs, and he had to go run into the concession stand and hide out till the cops showed up. They had a big brawl. And
oh yeah,
I was like, dude, this is not the example you want to set for your kids, man. Like we were a 2-year-old team, but this was the 4th graders playing before us. I was like, that's not what you want to set an example of. Come on.
It says the call came. Whoop! I just hit the thing. The call came with David Mims at the plate. He didn't love a called second strike from Drummer and visibly showed his frustration. While Mims did react in a way that does often get players ejected, Drummer had no excuse for how he responded. The called third strike, which was at least a foot off the plate and low, ended the game. Drummer knew exactly what he did with that call, and the Southland Conference didn't wait long to take action. The indefinite suspension was absolutely warranted. But honestly, Drummer shouldn't umpire another college baseball game after showing that he'll put his personal feelings ahead of his duty of calling a legitimate game.
Mm-hmm.
Fans also wanted to see the umpire fired. You simply cannot have behavior like that from an umpire. Yeah, I'm sure that turned fun, though.
That's he was strangled.
That happens more than you think too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Dan said he had a mom try to strangle him when he was coaching Little League.
uh,
I'm telling you, there's no winning. I was an assistant coach for a couple teams my kid was on, and you're never going to make them all happy. Some people, my kid needs to play. My kid's a star. I was like, well, your kid missed all the practices this week, and your kid's out there kicking dirt and not paying attention to the ball. He's not going to be the star.
Yeah.
and we got a woman who is 62 is expecting her 8th child.
8 at 62.
8th child at 62.
You get it, Granny.
And it's her first child with her 25-year-old husband.
No.
You're never too old to have kids. Abraham from the Bible had one at 100. His wife Sarah was 75. And it appears one modern-day woman fully intends to rival those two legends. It's true, Cheryl McGregor, 62, said she is hoping to have her 8th child overall, at first with husband John McCain, 25. The two make their home in Rome, Georgia. See, they're neighbors of Irene.
They are. That's she must be a ripe Georgia peach at 62.
He must have some potent swimmers. That's all.
Overripe.
Overripe, yes, that was some low hanging fruit.
That fruit is friggin' wrinkled.
She might be hot.
I was gonna say she might be a hot granny. I don't know, but at 62, she'll be 80 when that kid graduates high school. If she lives that long,
She revealed her desire for a child on This Morning, a British show, and said they fully intend to find a surrogate.
Okay.
So she's not going to care. So that makes it a little
better. Yeah.
Better.
I'll do it.
You're going to carry the kid for him?
Oh no! Fuck no!
That would be funny.
That would be. I've heard of men doing it before, so it's not it's not out of the question. But
he'd put the kid in the basket on the front of his walker.
Where's it come out?
That might not even be their biggest challenge. Instead, they had to convince their families that they were serious about their relationship and marriage. It's been a battle with them, us trying to prove to them that it wasn't a joke.
That's true, Dan. That's true.
Out of 7 children, they were saying he was using me.
Oh.
We weren't using each other. We can't help who our hearts fall in love with.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm just thinking of biology at 62. I'm hoping she had some eggs frozen, or it's not going to be her egg. It's just, that's, okay.
It's like one of those 100-year eggs that people eat.
Yeah.
Ugh, gross.
Well, I'm 43, and my youngest is graduating this year. I don't want any more kids. I don't want to be 62 years old and changing diapers in the middle of the night. I like to sleep. I might be selfish, damn it. I like sleeping all night. Getting up every 2 hours to change diapers sucked.
Then he said, "What was Steve going to do?"
Amanda, her eggs are hard boiled.
Oh yeah.
If not hard boiled,
I think it's
and hard enough, evidently.
One of them 100-year-old eggs. It's like all black and rotten. And
people eat them.
I don't see how people eat
good
some
for
of that
you.
nasty stuff. No, I don't play with food. Like,
I can't believe people eat that shit.
I can't believe they eat them fucking balut eggs, which is a fucking embryo. Fucking crunchy, fucking eat the beak and shit. You motherfuckers are sick.
Nope. I eat some weird, disgusting stuff, but I ain't eating no nasty stuff like that.
Probably the most disgusting thing I ever ate was oysters. But
I've had pickled pig feet before, and they're really good.
Oh yeah,
Oysters are good.
I like my oysters raw. You like them raw
Yeah.
or cooked? I don't like them
But
cooked.
if you hold them long ways, it kind of looks like a vagina.
Yeah.
When you eat them raw, they kind of taste like you're swallowing a cold booger, like a loogie.
Like, well, they taste like sand. They taste like fucking eating the bottom of the fucking oyster. Ocean.
Yeah, that's what people, they put a lot of hot sauce and crap on them because it's like
I
swallowing
want
down
some,
a booger.
I want some turkey fries. I've had Rocky Mountain oysters. I want some turkey fries.
I draw the line there. I am not eating no balls or penis of any animal or anything. I am not doing it.
Speaking of Top Cats, what was that restaurant, the place that was there before Top Cats moved into that location? What did that used to be? Used to be a bar or something. I remember they had Rocky Mountain oysters there.
Oh, yeah.
A friend of mine, I was joking. I was like, "Oh, you should get these and try them." He goes, "I'll try them." And he ordered them. He's like, "Dude, these are great. You want one?" I was like, "No, I don't want one."
I still feel sorry for them people working there that had to clean up all the tea and the water all over the floor.
They got them off the floor anyhow, motherfucker. We just helped them. We helped them get it started. The floor was already wet, so I just spilled water.
But they were really nice. They were actually like helping people through it so they didn't fall, and like I'm telling you, the service we had there last night.
Oh yeah, she was good.
That waitress was awesome.
Oh yeah, she was.
So do we know who Jennifer Lawrence is?
Yes.
I believe so.
She's played in X-Men movies. She was the Mockingjay in the Hunger Games, the main character.
I just knew she was an actress. That's all.
Yeah.
It says here she tries everything to sleep with a 19-year-old in a raunchy, no hard feelings trailer. Sony has released the first trailer for the raunchy comedy No Hard Feelings, in which Jennifer Lawrence plays a woman who answers two helicopter parents' Craigslist ad to sleep with their sheltered 19-year-old son before he goes to college.
Oh, cool.
The very R-rated trailer opens with Lawrence's character, Maddie, approaching the awkward Percy at a dog adoption center, asking, "Mind if I touch your wiener?" before revealing he's holding a dachshund wiener dog.
Mm-hmm.
On the brink of losing her childhood home, she resorts to every last-ditch effort to fulfill the parents' questionable request and sleep with Percy. She skinny dips, plies him with Long Island iced tea, and in one hilarious scene, kidnaps him in a van before getting pepper sprayed in the face. In addition to Lawrence, the cast includes Andrew Barth Feldman as Percy, Matthew Broderick as his father, Laura Benatti as his mother, plus Natalie Morales, Hassan Minaj, Kyle Mooney, Evan Moss Backrack, Scott MacArthur, and more. Producers include Lawrence, Alex Sachs, Naomi Odenkirk, Mark Provisiero, Justine. Yeah, I'm never going to figure that name out. And executive producers John Phillips and Carrie Orant. So it says Gene Stupinski directs No Hard Feelings from a script he wrote with John Phillips. Previously, he made the equally raunchy 2019 comedy Good Boys a coming-age film starring Jacob Tremblay, and wrote 2011's Bad Teacher and 2009's Year One. No Hard Feelings opens in theaters on June 23rd.
Cool.
So, for all you that like the raunchy comedies,
Sounds like a good one.
Yeah. Sounds like it's up there with oh man, I just forgot the name of that movie. What was that movie? It had the blonde gal and Seth Rogen in it.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, there you go out and kind of hook
Whatever
up on a
makes
Bubba and
porno.
Bubba make a porno.
No, not that one. That's no, this was oh, they go out and hook up at a bar and she ends up getting knocked up. That's the name of it.
Oh, knocked up. Yeah.
Kind of like that.
That's a good movie.
Yeah.
Like I'm a big fan of Seth Rogen.
Yeah.
I just watched that movie Paul again.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of my favorite movies. And obviously Seth Rogen just does the voice for the alien Paul.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I like Seth Rogen. All right, for all you fast food people, McDonald's just dropped 2 new incredible sandwiches. The Arena Media Brands LLC and respective content providers to this website may receive what? Yeah, you may not have determined what you'll be eating later today, but McDonald's is making that decision much easier. TikTok content creator Luke Foods shows us the 2 new McCrispy chicken sandwiches from the Golden Arches, and they both sound sensational. It might be hard to select which mouthwatering sandwich to try first, but if you're hungry enough, you can order both. We are starving, he tells us. McDonald's has launched 2 new chicken sandwiches. One is the Bacon Ranch McCrispy, and it has bacon, ranch, chicken, and pickles. The deluxe version doesn't contain pickles, and instead it has bacon, ranch, chicken, lettuce, and tomatoes.
And some floor grease from the floor. They picked it up after they dropped it, according to Dan.
They priced the regular at $5.60, and the deluxe one will set you back $6.20.
Oh, son of a bitch!
Says not too bad. He tells us he really liked the flavor of the original McCrispy, and he feels the regular bacon ranch is worth the extra money.
I don't think so.
He's rating it a 8.5 out of 10.
Oh, fuck no. I just buy a regular McCrispy plain, add my own bacon and my own ranch and lettuce and tomato, and eat the same thing. It only cost me $1.50.
I used to every now and then I would get the McChicken,
Mm-hmm.
and then I would have they had that sriracha mac sauce,
Yeah.
and I would put that on it, and it would make it taste like a spicy McChicken. And that was before they actually had them spicy.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, so for you guys want to try that out, there's that.
McDonald's is just getting so.
I'll tell you what,
all of them are
McDonald's
getting expensive.
that burgers they don't have no more. It was called I don't remember. It was really good. They just had it just a couple months ago. Barbecue bacon something. It was really tasted just like a Burger King burger. It was fire kissed,
Yeah.
as they call
Now,
it.
see, here's the thing, like with Burger King, I just can't with their Impossible Whopper. That just kills me.
Is that real or is it fake? Or they just not
I'm not going to eat meat that's not meat.
How do you know
the
the regular hamburgers now? For years, I was told McDonald's was horse meat.
No, it's made out
still
of
meat.
soybeans a lot.
Horse. Even though it's a horse, it's still meat.
Yeah, I mean when I used to go to the races, they said that fucking was horse meat because it was always red. No matter how long they cook the motherfucker, it's still red.
There's a lot of countries that eat horse, and they say it's
Oh
really
yeah,
good.
yeah.
But now here's the thing with that Impossible Whopper. They say it's for the people who don't want the meat in that,
Right.
vegetarians or whatever you want to call them. And here's what I get is they cook those on the same thing that they're cooking the regular ones on.
Right.
So it's getting regular hamburger grease on it.
Yeah.
That's where the flavor comes from, is the real meat.
Yeah.
You ever talk one of them vegans and vegetarians and eating a slice of good cooked bacon, they'll change your mind.
Yeah, so Dan says McDonald's drops new sandwiches all the time, right before they wrap them and serve them.
Fucking right. I did. I didn't work at McDonald's. I worked at Popeye's chicken.
Amanda says most of the Chinese restaurants eat cat.
Oh, my, that's a
Notice
wide
how many
scale.
stray cats there are around Chinese restaurants.
Well, there's not. No.
I'll take my sesame kitty cat. Tastes just like sesame chicken to me.
It just isn't it like it's
Exactly.
either Taiwan or Korea actually eats dog, and I don't think I could do that unless I absolutely didn't know.
Some of them, I think it's Brazil, but some of the South American countries eat guinea pigs.
Yeah.
But I mean, I would try most all animals.
Yeah.
You can eat rats, everything. Rats are probably pretty greasy.
Unless you're Ray and you eat ass.
Oh.
So I've heard raccoons are real greasy. Raccoons.
Yeah, I've had raccoons. Possum are too.
Yeah.
Don't eat yourself there, Steve. That's cannibalism. Stone Cold Steve Possum. Eating his cousin.
I gotta do something real quick here if I can.
Korea.
Figures it.
I've never eaten tofu. They say tofu takes on the flavor of whatever you're cooking it with. I just can't eat it.
Nasty.
It just looks like a piece of soggy bread.
Yeah, I've tried it. I've never had it where it's cooked or uncooked anyway. I don't really like it.
I don't think I could eat tofu. Now, Irene, she likes tofu. She's weird though.
Yeah.
So
there's a lot of people that swear by it, but
we have
you're in trouble, Bubba.
Huh?
You're in trouble.
He's the one that says it, not me. A dad beat pedophile to death with a shovel for stalking his daughter.
Oh, fucking right.
A father beat a pedophile to death with a shovel and moose antlers.
Don't give me ideas, Bubba. Don't give me ideas.
Jason, you looking for some moose antlers?
Levy Axtell, 27, was charged with second-degree murder after Lawrence Scully, 77, was found dead in his home in Grand Marais, Minnesota. It's believed that Axtell was worried about Scully, who was convicted of sexually assaulting a 6-year-old girl in 1979, being anywhere near his 22-month-old daughter. He accused Scully of parking his van outside his child's daycare in 2018. The Minneapolis Star-Tribune reported. He applied for an order of protection, which was granted, but then dismissed within several weeks. A hearing heard Axtell arrived at the sheriff's office, covered in blood, and put his hands on his head and said that he had murdered Scully with a shovel. Axtell told officers he hit Scully 15 to 20 times with the large spade and then finished him off with a large moose antler.
Yeah, I don't think those 20 blows to the head with the shovel did it. So I'm gonna smack him real hard with this moose antler and make sure.
The police found the pedophile, who was released from prison in 1982, in his home, obviously dead from the serious nature of his head wounds. There had been recent allegations against him before he died, mostly regarding harassment, but an investigation didn't reveal anything. Axtell remains in custody in Cook County, and his next court appearance is scheduled for April 10th. Defense attorney Dennis Shaw noted Axtell had no serious criminal history until now and labeled him a minimal flight risk. His bail was set at $1 million. Yeah.
That's crazy.
It doesn't pay to be a pedophile.
No, it doesn't. That's yeah.
Steve.
Last thing
Stay away from the 14-year-old.
That's right. Last thing a pedophile should see is the smoking barrel of a shotgun.
And this is another one for Steve. An Aldi shopper is in shock after finding something X-rated in their packet of marshmallows. Last month, an Aldi customer was left in disbelief after finding something shockingly inappropriate inside her innocent purchase. This week, the wave of Aldi customers finding bizarre objects inside their purchase continues. As a shopper at the supermarket shared a tweet with a packet of Aldi marshmallows, which, as pointed out by some commenters, is better suited for the adult section. I see it now. An Aldi shopper shared a photo of a packet of bunnies and chicks shaped marshmallows she found at the supermarket. At first glance, it seems like a usual enough pack, but a closer look reveals that all the pink fluffy marshmallows inside are in the shape of penises. She shared the inappropriately shaped snack on Twitter. It says tweeter. Not Twitter, it says tweeter. With the caption, "Sorry, Aldi, but that ain't a bunny." People found this extremely funny. The situation was made even funnier for the fans of as Aldi's retweeted the find with a self-effacing caption stating, "We can't even defend this one." Earlier last month, shopper Georgia Lancaster found a penis-shaped cheese puff at the bottom of her crisp packet from Aldi's.
That's not hard to find.
Aldi shoppers found her tweet and the accompanying photos hilarious. Her tweet said, "Walkers hand out heart-shaped crisp, but Aldi's, on the other hand, seem to be handing out something a little bit more explicit. Dick puffs."
I need to find somebody that works with Aldi's. I don't know. You know how Aldi's has, like candy bars and stuff sitting on the ledge as you're coming up to the checkout.
Mm-hmm.
I need to put this up there. Just set it up there like it's for sale.
You haven't ate that yet?
Fuck no.
You didn't eat the pussy liquor sucker, but he sure
No,
gobbled up the bag of dicks.
no, I got the bag of dicks down there too, but they don't taste very good. They don't have no flavor. They're kind of bland and salty.
Oh, I bet they're salty.
Right.
One commenter pointed out how the marshmallows were in the wrong place in the store, saying, "LOL, that went a bit wrong. Put them in the specials as adult toys. They will be a bargain then."
Yeah, yeah.
The product definitely seemed to be a hit with some shoppers. One fan tweeted, "Can you get these in the US? I'll take 10 bags, please." Another person put, "You didn't even try to make it a bunny, did you?" People also appreciated Aldi actively poking fun at themselves. One tweet said, "Nice to know Aldi's have a sense of humor, though."
I'm sure it probably came out of when they stamped them, they probably look like bunnies. The molds, you know how like if you make cookies, like the cookie cutter doesn't look like what the cookies look like after they're cooked. I'm sure it's a nice bunny stamp that they stamped them with, but after they expand a little bit and just, they grow and change shape to a penis. Aldi's selling bags of dicks now. Oh, Aldi's.
Let's see what else we got here. We all know who William Shatner is.
Mm-hmm.
It says actor William Shatner says he doesn't have long to live.
Well, he's in his
91-year-old acting
90s,
yeah.
91. Said in a recent interview with Variety that he doesn't have long to live. Shatner claimed that he has turned documentaries before, but now that he doesn't have long to live, he has made a new documentary about his life called "You Can Call Me Bill." He can be quoted as saying, "I've turned down a lot of offers to do documentaries before, but I don't have long to live. Whether I kneel over as I'm speaking to you or 10 years from now, my time is limited. So that's very much a factor. I've got grandchildren. This documentary is a way of reaching out after I die. I'm trying to discover something I've never said before, or to find a way to say something I've said before in a different way so I can explore that truth further. The sad thing is that the older a person gets, the wiser they become, and then they die with all that knowledge." And that was Shatner in an interview with Variety.
Mm-hmm.
So, Shatner don't think he has much left.
I mean, the man's in his 90s, and he's only one of 3 surviving members of that original series Trek cast.
Yeah.
I mean,
It
everyone
also
else
says
is.
Shatner most recently made headlines by traveling into space as part of a new commercial space travel program. Jeff Bezos and others have also taken the voyage. And you can see a video of that journey below. So, yeah, I think he was like one of the oldest people in space, I think was the thing when he did that.
Which is cool. I'd like to go to space. If they could get the price down to where it was affordable, I'd go. I think now even the cheapest is like $100,000, which is crazy.
Steal it from Walmart.
Yeah, that's what she did. She just stole all that money to go to space.
So I did. And leave me up here, motherfucker. I don't want to come back. They never find me up here.
I'm up here now. Y'all come get me. Oh, you
Yeah.
can't.
I don't think a warrant is applicable in space.
No.
I don't think they can get extradition papers.
Take a while for the papers to get there
Yeah.
to be served.
Mm-hmm.
Hollywood is laughing at them. Meghan Markle ridiculed in hilarious Saturday Night Live joke. Meghan Markle has once again been mocked by a top U.S. comedy show as Saturday Night Live has become the latest to take a swipe at the Duchess of Sussex. Comedian Michael Che, whatever, joked that Meghan was being offered $19 an hour. Oh, hold on. Thing, my finger hit it. That she was being offered $19 an hour to attend the coronation as a graphic of the Duchess dressed as a maid appeared behind him. The segment has so far been lapped up by viewers. Appearing on Saturday Night Live on Saturday night, Che said it was reported that the organizers of King Charles' coronation have officially invited Meghan Markle. And this is nice, at a starting salary of $19 an hour. The studio audience erupted in shocked laughter as viewers at home said the segment was hilarious. Posting on Twitter, Vienna Flores said, "This is hilarious." Other viewers also responded with crying, laughing emojis and claps. A Reddit user also shared the clip and said, "Y'all, Hollywood is laughing at them." So yeah, it's a shame to be them right now. And I still got more, but Corey, you have a news that you want to share.
Yeah. Did you guys hear about Silicon Valley Bank being shut down by the FDIC Friday?
Yeah, that's all I've heard.
They had a run on the bank. I guess they were trying to sell off some stock to raise some capital, and they have a bunch of people found out that they were not doing so good, so they went in to try to get their money out, and they shut them down. And that's my company I work for. We have credit cards through them, so I got.
Oh shit!
Last week, one of the guys at work was like, "Hey, my credit card ain't working," and he called in. And they're like, "Well, you companies hit your limit," and I was like, "I didn't think we had a limit on those."
Shit.
Okay, and all that came out, and I guess so that's like the biggest bank crash to happen since the 2008 crash.
Damn.
So there's a lot of startup companies. I guess they had a lot of startup Roku, the streaming service, the little box that you have.
No shit.
Yeah.
They had $428 million or 26% of their capital was in that bank.
Ooh.
There's a bunch of businesses there.
Ooh.
I just saw an article here I was reading now that they're gonna open up Monday and let people start getting their money out and stuff. But the problem is you're only insured $250,000 per account. So if you got $400 million in there, they're only going to give you $250 if that's all. The banks don't have the money. That's all the government's going to pay you back. So
that's why I say banks suck.
Yep. I don't know that our company has a lot of money, and I think it's just we had our credit cards through them, but we'll see. I know there was a couple. One of the articles I read, there was a company that was like, "Hey, we got to get our money out because they're shutting down," and they tried to get their stuff out, and their deposits got turned down. Said that the bank had shut down, and they're like, "Yeah, we don't know that we're going to be able to make payroll next week." And I've called all my vendors and they're saying, yeah, we're not shipping anything because you don't have any cash right now.
Ooh.
Oh shit.
So what's that do for you? Did that make you have to take a vacation?
Well, I don't think our company use them for payroll. I think they just
Oh,
use them for credit cards.
oh.
There's one company.
Do they even have any of those banks anywhere around here? Really?
No, they don't. So I don't know. The other guy I work with, he follows stuff like this a lot, and he's kind of a doom and gloomy kind of guy, which is good. But he always watches that. He's like, dude, he goes, might be having another crash coming. He goes, there might be a run on the banks, so you might want to keep an eye out. And I was like, I use local banks. I don't use the big national
Right.
banks and all that. So
Yeah.
I used one time when I was younger. Yeah, that's where the company I worked for wrote checks out there, so I had to go there to cash them because I didn't have a checking account anywhere, and I just didn't like the service they had. So now we got a local bank that I like.
That sucks.
Yeah, so little shakiness in the financial world there.
Do you guys know who the rapper Costa Titch?
Nope, never heard of him.
Ring a bell?
Mm-mm.
No.
Well, rapper Costa Titch, 28 years old, died this weekend after collapsing at a Johannesburg music festival Saturday. According to Instagram statement by his family, no cause of death was immediately announced. It said, death has tragically knocked at our door, robbing us of our beloved son, brother, and grandson. Konstantinos Tsobaangulu, that's a weird name, whom South Africa had come to love and idolize under his stage name, Costa Titch. The family wrote on the rapper's Instagram page. He was performing at the Nasrec Expo Center when he fell over on stage, according to Cape Town. An individual rushed to help the rapper, who briefly regained his footing before collapsing again. So, yeah, I'm not sure what happened there, but
Sounds like he died.
well, yeah. Yeah, he died.
On stage. He died. Mm.
Let's see. You got the Oscars coming up?
Isn't that tonight?
It's tonight, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it is.
I personally, I don't watch any of those award shows.
There won't be a red carpet, they said. It's going to be a different color.
Yep. That was one of the stories I had, too. It's,
is it?
I think it's going to be white or something. I'll get into that here in a minute. But it says, surprise, Lady Gaga is performing Hold My Hand at the Oscars. After all, she's expected to make a surprise appearance at the Oscars on Sunday night to perform Hold My Hand, the Oscar-nominated song from Top Gun Maverick.
Well, if she's expected to do it, that doesn't make it much of a surprise now, does it?
Right. According to several insiders who spoke to Variety on the condition of anonymity, the decision seemed to be a last-minute back-and-forth effort, as Gaga was initially reported to be skipping the award show due to demands on filming Joker, Foley a Deuce. Oscars executive producer and showrunner Glenn Weiss first stated that Gaga would not be performing during a creative team press. on March 8th. We have a great relationship with Lady Gaga and her camp. She is in the middle of shooting a movie right now. Here we are honoring the movie industry and what it takes to make a movie after a bunch of back and forth. It didn't feel like she could get a performance to the caliber that we're used to with her and that she is used to do. So she is not going to perform on the show, Weiss said. With Gaga on the marquee, all this year's Best Original Song nominees have been confirmed for performances at the Oscars, including Rihanna. Wonder if she's going to grab herself or grab her crotch and sniff her fingers at that Oscars, too. She's going to be performing Lift Me Up. Sophia Carson and Diane Warren, applause. Stephanie Hasu, David Byrne, and Sun Lux, This Is a Life. And Rahul Siplinging and Kala Bhairava is doing a song called Natu Natu. Gaga's nomination for Hold My Hand makes her the first artist to receive 3 nominations in the category following nominations for Till It Happens to You from the Hunting Ground and Shallow from A Star Is Born, both of which she performed on the telecast. In 2015, she also performed a medley of 4 songs from The Sound of Music to honor that film on its 50th anniversary. Shallow won the award in 2019, granting Gaga her first Oscars win alongside co-writers Mark Ronson, Andrew White, and Anthony Russomando. The commercially successful track also won a Golden Globe, a Broadcast Film Critics Association Award, and a Grammy. That same year, Gaga was also nominated in the Best Actress category for her performance in A Star Is Born. Hold My Hand is one of 6 nominations that Top Gun Maverick received, including Best Picture. The Oscars will be broadcast live from the Dolby Theater in Hollywood on ABC on Sunday evening at 5 p.m. Pacific time. So it's going on right now. So thank you all for missing them to watch us.
Yeah.
I feel good about that. That's, that's a hell of an honor that people would prefer us over them. Now where was that other one? Let's see here. One was and now Ray had brought this up about Jimmy Kimmel. And this says why Jimmy Kimmel will flop as host of the Oscars at this year's Academy Awards, because he and other late night comedians have lost touch with the common culture. But that's what Fox News' Jimmy Failure said. Having watched him do these shows before, he's playing to half the room. The Fox Across America host said, that's the problem. Kimmel will host the Oscars for the 3rd time this Sunday. One late night talk show host is known for his politically infused jokes that favor liberal ideas at the expense of conservatives, which Failure said will work against him when trying to win over the crowd. In order to be truly funny to everyone, the key thing is you can't take yourself or your position seriously. It disarms whatever tension might surround the particular subject matter. The minute you establish that, you have an angle. It makes half of your audience uncomfortable because they're questioning the intent of the joke. Well, like I said, I'm just glad I'm not watching it myself.
Yeah. I haven't watched award shows in years.
I haven't either.
I'm going to watch the CMT Awards.
No,
Jelly Roll been nominated for 3 CMT Awards.
That's just as bad as all of them. Yeah.
How many, Steve?
3.
How many? Do your fingers again? How many? There you
go. He's got a list.
3.
Let me see here. There. For the first time since 1961, the Oscars carpet will not be red.
Ooh.
Many things about the Academy Awards have changed over the years, but for the past 6 decades, there's been at least one constant: the red carpet. The hues have varied over the years, but it's always been some shade of red until this year. On Wednesday, outside the Dolby Theater in Hollywood, workers unspooled a champagne-colored carpet as Jimmy Kimmel, who is hosting the 95th Oscars on Sunday, presided over the occasion. I think the decision to go with the champagne carpet over red carpet shows how confident we are that no blood will be shed, Kimmel said. I guess that depends on if Chris Rock and
Will Smith.
Then they might stain that carpet a little.
Watch, there's going to be some big shooting or something.
So there you go. It's going to be champagne colored.
Speaking of which, Chris Rock addresses that in his new comedy special on Netflix.
Yeah.
So was it? You watched it, huh?
I've watched that part of it anyway. It's right at the tail end of it.
Scream 6 hits $22 million internationally, setting franchise opening records in 29 markets.
Damn.
Now, personally, I've only seen the first one, and I didn't care for it. But it's just not my thing, the Scream movies. But apparently, people like it.
Mm-hmm.
So we got that. Trying to delete these as I go. So, does anyone know who Denise Russo is?
No.
She's an actress from The X Life. She's dead at 44 years old.
Oh.
She's known for starring in VH1's reality television show, The X Life. She has died at the age of 44. The San Diego County Medical Examiner's Office confirmed Russo's death through a press release Friday and stated that she was found unresponsive on the floor at a friend's home on Sunday. Emergency crews responded to a 911 call on March 5th at a San Diego home. Despite aggressive attempts at resuscitation, her death was pronounced. Drug paraphernalia was located on the scene. The San Diego County Medical Examiner's Office stated in the press release. And it just shows on there that Queer Eye for the Straight Guy, or whatever that show was. Tom Jackson was dead at 63. So, get all these celebrity deaths. Here we go. Cher, who is 76 years old, and Alexander Edwards, who's 37, share a passionate kiss as they make their red carpet debut. So, is that would be a gilf, not a milf, right?
I would think so, yeah.
Oh, she has grandkids.
Cher and her boyfriend, Alexander A.E. Edwards, have made their red carpet debut. On Thursday, the singer, 76, and Edwards, 37, shared a steamy kiss at Versace's Fall-Winter 2023 fashion show in Los Angeles. The Grammy Award winner was seen rocking a studded leather jacket and blue streaks in her hair for the outing. Edwards, Amber Rose's ex-boyfriend, which I'm not sure who Amber Rose is either. He wore a laid-back, all-black look, pulled together with black sunglasses. The couple first met at Paris Fashion Week in September and took their relationship public in November. Edwards and Cher have been flaunting their relationship ever since. So Steve, would you do Cher?
Oh, yeah.
At 76?
Fuck yeah.
Corey?
Because I guarantee you, she's had
Maybe.
a pussy rejuvenation.
Yeah, probably more so than Madonna, but yeah. I think Madonna's just kind of gross.
Oh, no.
And we talked about Seth Rogen earlier. He claims he's more successful because he did not have kids. Honestly, thank God. Seth Rogen is crediting his success to not having children. The knocked up star candidly opened up about his personal life and the reason behind why him and his wife, Lauren Miller, decided not to start a family of their own. I do not have kids. That has helped me succeed as well, definitely. Rogan laughed during an interview on The Diary with CEO podcast. There's a whole huge thing I'm not doing, which is raising children. The 40-year-old actor continued to say he doesn't believe having kids would make him happy. I've been around, obviously, a lot of children. I'm not ignorant to what it's like. Everyone I know has kids. Some of my friends have had kids for decades. Some people want kids, some people don't want kids. Honestly, you just are told. You go through life, you get married, you have kids. That's what happens. Me and my wife, neither of us were like that. The Pineapple Express star went on to say that the older he and his wife get, they are reaffirmed with their choice of not wanting to have children. Honestly, thank God we don't have children. We get to do whatever we want, he continued. Rogan added that he and his wife are at the prime of their lives and enjoy freedom with no children.
I know some people back home. I knew a girl growing up. She never wanted kids. That was her whole. She's like, yeah, I don't. She goes, I might get married, but I don't want to have kids. It's like, I get it. Some people do, some people don't.
Let's see here. Back in some local news, Springfield man was sentenced for distributing over 100 grams of heroin. Hold on.
100 grams. Seems like a lot.
A Springfield man was sentenced on Friday for distributing 110 grams of heroin between December 2019 and February 2020. Kenneth Neal, 32, of the 800 block of Stanhope Road, was sentenced to 100 months in prison, to be followed by 6 years of supervised release. He has been detained since his arrest and is presently serving a previously imposed state sentence in the Illinois Department of Corrections. The Drug Enforcement Administration and Springfield Police Department investigated the case. Assistant U.S. Attorney Matthew Weir represented the government in the prosecution. What is that's one of those? Let me see this thing. They got these things, these alcoholic drinks that we saw. It's called Beatbox.
Mm-hmm.
And it says it's 11.1% alcohol by volume. And this is the Peach Punch.
Don't chug it.
We'll have to try that.
Yeah. Beatbox.
Yeah, I heard they're supposed to be pretty good.
Yeah.
They got different flavors. Oh, here we go. This is an interesting bit here. Most teens have seen porn. Experts offer advice for parents and educators.
They don't even have to be teenagers now.
An expert in adolescent sexuality is offering advice to parents and educators in a world in which research shows nearly 3/4 of teenagers have watched online pornography. I believe parents and educators should be prepared to address potential issues that might arise as a result of students' engagement with pornography and sexting. Megan Moss wrote in an article on the academic focused website, The Conversation. She's an assistant professor in human development and family studies at Michigan State University, offered things that parents and educators should know about teens and sexual material. Her advice comes on the heels of a report from Common Sense Media that found 73% 73% of teens had seen online pornography. 44% had watched it on purpose. And 58% had stumbled upon it on accident. We saw that slightly more than half had seen it by the time they turned 13. From Common Sense Media, a senior research manager, Subreet Mann, told TND.
Mm-hmm.
After her group's report was released in January, So, yeah, suggesting that the age of first exposure is younger than maybe we had thought before. 1 in 3 teens said they viewed pornography while attending school in person. And nearly half of the teenagers who have viewed pornography during the school day said they watched it on school owned devices. Which, when
Tells me.
school started with the computers and the tablets and all that, which was after my time, damn it, I wasn't allowed to watch porn in school. But you knew that was going to happen with all that.
Yeah. Somebody
Mom
found a way to break.
said parents and educators need to be prepared for what students may be seeing or doing, and that education should involve students. She also said pornography is not what it used to be.
No, it's not.
Gone are the days of teens hiding pornographic magazines from their parents. Teens have cell phones and other devices that can connect them to sexually explicit content at any time of the day. And Moss noted that the Common Sense Media Survey found 52% of teens viewed violent behavior in pornography, such as depictions of rape, choking, or someone in pain.
Ooh.
Moss said the internet changed the way pornography is distributed and broke down what content controls used to exist. She also warned that pornography has become a source of sex education for teens. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
without widespread comprehensive sex education in the U.S., young adults have identified pornography as a primary source of sex education. However, the pornography that teens have the easiest access to, tube site pornography, tends to portray more sexual aggression, degradation of women and people of color, and lack of sexual consent. She also said boys exposed to violent pornography are more likely to take part in aggressive sexual behavior or pressure a partner. And teen girls exposed to such content are at risk of substance abuse, buying or selling sex, and sexual victimization, she wrote. She contends texting is not always harmful, though it's also not wise. Consensual sexting can be a normal and healthy part of adolescent sexuality, she wrote. The impacts of sexting also depend on factors such as the maturity of the participants and the nature of their relationship, she said. But she warned sexting that's coercive or shared without permission can be sexual harassment or abuse. Once an image or video is shared, it can be difficult to control how it's used or distributed, which can lead to feelings of shame, guilt, and embarrassment for the original sender, she wrote. Teens can share these images via small groups or publicly on a website. There are secret websites or social media accounts called slut pages, which I never heard of that, but hey, I mean, I'm not shocked by it.
No.
Where explicit images of other students exist. And schools could be liable for online sexual misconduct under Title IX.
Dude. Sorry.
Yeah, it's totally different now than when we were kids.
All right, get down. Get down. Sorry.
Like I said, we weren't allowed to watch porn in school.
But you know what? You think about it. You don't have to. I'm sorry. as you're reading this, I'm sitting there thinking, it's not hardcore, but if you think about the Sons of Anarchy series and watching it, and it wasn't even porn, but you got the gilf stuff, you got MILF, you got transgenders, you got different porn stars, and they're talking about making them have sex and pee, bathtubs of pee and shit. And that show wasn't even porn, but your kids were able to watch. If you watched the whole thing, you could see that without even watching porn. That wasn't hardcore porn. You could see them getting at it, but you didn't see no titties or nothing.
It was implied.
Yeah.
Well, kid, I don't know about you guys, but we used to, you find a Playboy out in the woods, it was like finding treasure.
Oh, fuck yeah.
You find one buried up under a tree stump somewhere. You knew what it was, but
Right.
you still got to look at it.
Oh,
and
yeah.
now, every kid has a cell phone in their pocket. Every kid has
exactly.
They don't have their own computer. The school issues them one, and I'm sure there's ways they can backdoor around their security protocol to.
Yeah, because because at one point, kids didn't have cell phones. Adults did, but kids didn't.
Mm-hmm.
And then the more the years go by, then the kids start getting them. And even young little kids have cell phones now.
Yeah, you can look at whatever. I remember when I caught my kid. Well, I didn't catch him, but the way we were with our kids, if you had phones or you had a computer, mom and dad can check your electronics whenever we want to. And if there's a problem, that electronic device becomes mine.
Right.
No questions asked. So if you don't want me looking at your cell phone, I'm taking it, and I'm going to find out why you didn't want me looking at it.
Right.
And they never had an issue. And I looked at my son's, he was fine. He was trying to be slick, and he deleted everything, but he didn't clear out his history.
Oh, yeah.
And that's when I found that he'd been going to Pornhub, and he had a certain genre that he liked to look at. It was mainly two little white girl cops with a big black man that they would arrest and do things with to let him off and get him off. And I was just, you don't think about it, but you're like, oh my God, my sweet little kid. Like, you don't look at him the same after that. You're like, oh my God, this is something. This is, what the hell are you, like, this ain't even like, this is like, what? And then, we had to, you got to have a conversation, because then you go through a search history, and it's like, he's a teenager, so he's, like teenage girl, bathroom, teenage girl locker room pictures and stuff. And
oh,
like,
yeah.
No. Like little girl, 8th grade bathroom, locker room. So I'm like, dude, you can't search stuff like that. That IP address that your computer's on, it's registered to me. They're not going to say, oh, a 13-year-old's trying to look up, people his age in the locker room. They're going to think, oh, this 40-year-old pervert pedophile here, he's looking at little girls wanting to touch them. So I'm like, dude, you can't be doing stuff like that. Like, no, you're going to get me on a list I don't want to look at. I don't want to be on.
Yeah, look at the grandmas.
Yeah.
I always went for the ones that were stepmom and son.
We had to have.
I was like those.
I
was like the stepmom and son. Yeah.
Like,
and the aunt and nephew, I like those too.
Steve says incest is best.
Cousins make dozens. Stepsons. When did that become a thing? Because that does seem like that's that last few years. That's like the hot topic.
What's that?
The
Stepmom. Yeah. I was one of the stepmom. I'm like, man, I want a stepmom.
Yeah.
But see, all that though goes in this whole thing of, I'm glad I didn't have kids too.
Yeah.
I
deal with that shit.
It's something that's.
I had a stepson, but the only problem we ever had with him is he was going to the Dollar Tree and buying these fucking Barbie dolls, and would bring them home and mutilate them, rip their heads, legs, and arms and shit off. We found a whole fucking shoebox full of Barbie parts under the fucking bed one time. And his mom would buy him these fucking dark blue and black fucking sheets. I said, quit doing that. Buy him white sheets.
Yeah.
Why? I said, look at the spots all over the son of the bitches. He's in here banging, jacking off, man, and spewing it all over his fucking sheets. It's gross.
One
Get
thing
him some
we've
fucking
learned
white
is to use
sheets.
white
Wash them.
sheets.
Wash them sheets.
Yeah, wash them some bitches. God,
Yeah, there comes a
damn.
time when you have teenage boys that, yeah, you do your own laundry, dude. I'm not.
Yeah, I'm not touching
touching
shit.
anything. It's in a corner in your room.
Yeah, no
No,
shit.
Amanda
do your own laundry.
Amanda says she had her talk with the girls.
Yep.
Jason gets to have the talk with the boys.
Well, hopefully Jason has a little while before he has to have a
Well,
talk.
the boy is only about to turn 7, so I still got a
Yeah, you
little
got
bit.
I think
Yeah,
he's
really
got a
don't
few
worry
years. So.
Well,
Yeah, you got some time.
You got that to look forward to, Jason.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, trust me. If you wait long enough, he'll teach you some stuff that you don't know.
It's good. Now, masturbation is the natural thing to do, but
Don't do it with baked goods.
Yeah.
don't do it in church. Don't do it in school.
Don't do it where I can hear you or catch you either. The damn door's locked. It's locked for a reason.
Oh, shit.
If my door's locked, don't be opening it. If your door's locked, I won't be opening it. Got to put some rules down in this house, damn it.
Yeah, Dan and Christina, remember to lock the door.
That's right.
Yeah, they could get walked in on
Otherwise, you get a little 6-year-old humping the fucking bed during your show.
And I can see Gabriel walking in on them, too.
Oh
I can see that happening.
yeah.
And
What
not
are you doing?
necessarily, I'm not trying to say that it'd be Christina and Dan's fault, other than they didn't lock the door. But I mean, kids his age, that's what they're going to.
Yeah, I mean,
they don't.
if he gets scared, he's gonna run to mom's bedroom, and they might be in the middle of something. He's just gonna bust open the door, you know.
That's right.
He's gonna think Dan's killing his mom.
Yeah, what are you doing to my mom?
Get off my mama. Yeah.
He's gonna walk up, and kick Dan right in the balls.
Well, it's kind of like in Forrest Gump, when the principal had a school with mama. Principal had sex with mama, and he's, boy, your mama really value your education.
You don't say much, do you, boy?
Yeah, you don't say much, do you?
Let me see
I
if
love
I
that
can get
movie.
a couple more stories out before we end
We're
the
almost
show
up to 2
tonight.
hours.
Judge is giving the middle finger as a God-given right.
Fucking right, it is.
Oh, yeah.
Anyone who has driven on a highway has likely seen a motorist expressing their roadway frustrations by giving the universal sign for fuck you, raising their middle finger. Everyone want to do that? Give them good. There you
I'm
go.
just telling you that you're number one in my book, brother. Exactly. You're number one in my book, buddy. You're the number one driver.
That's like,
Good job, cut me off, motherfucker.
which I'll have to post it here or show it. Send it to Jason here in a few.
It doesn't happen as much anymore, but every once in a while you look over and see somebody flipping off. It's kind of shocking now because you're like, you don't expect it. You're like, the dude just flipped me off. You kind of laugh at it now, like, all right, must be driving like a dick.
It says now a judge in Canada
I've had an
has
old lady
ruled
flip
that
me
it's
off.
every Canadian's God-given right to give someone the finger. It all stems from a case out of Montreal where police arrested a teacher, Neil Epstein, in May last year for giving his neighbor, Michael Nechete, the bird while uttering death threats.
Did you say the guy's last name was Epstein? Is he related to Jeffrey Epstein?
Yeah.
No.
Are you sure that's not Jeffrey under his new alias? Allegedly?
But Judge Dennis Galiastos strongly scolded the guy for weaponizing the criminal justice system in an attempt to exert revenge on an innocent man for some perceived slights that are at best trivial peeves. To be abundantly clear, it is not a crime to give someone the finger, the judge said in February 24th ruling. Flipping the proverbial bird is a God-given charter enshrined right that belongs to every red-blooded Canadian.
See, if they'd have been down here in America, especially down in the South, they'd have said, "That's my God-given right. That's my First Amendment right. I'm expressing my First Amendment right.
Um,
That's my freedom of speech. You're number
let's
one."
see, it
Buddy.
says that the Sheish accused Epstein of assaulting his parents. The judge outright dismissed that claim. A few months later in May, Epstein testified in court that the cash held up a drill and said, "You fucking crazy neighbor, you dipshits, you're fucking dead." Epstein says in response, he gave the middle finger and told him to fuck off and walked away.
Fuck off. Old motherfucker.
Oh, Canada, I love it.
And let's see, real quick.
I don't have a gun, but I got a power drill, damn it.
I'm moving to Canada. Well, it's my God-given right to flip people fucking off. I got to quit cussing. I didn't realize I cussed so much. But then yesterday, Ray was pointing out during the parade that only if you're over 18 can you listen to our show because Steve cusses too much. Exactly. Free health care. Free will to flip people off. Shit. I'd move to Canada in a heartbeat. I love Canada.
Too cold.
All right, I sent Jason a picture.
No, I ain't no colder than Illinois.
He can share.
Yeah, but the water's so clear you can see the fish in the water you're catching. Oh yeah.
Been to Canada there, Steve?
Huh?
Have you ever been to Canada?
Huh?
Okay.
I've been to Canada walleye fish.
Canada. Back before you needed a
passport,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Back when I was fucking like 12.
That was Jason and I last night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was us expressing our First Amendment right to.
Our God-given right.
God-given First Amendment rights. Our founding fathers wrote it in the Constitution that you shall flip people off whenever you want to.
Thou shalt extend thy middle finger when necessary.
Exactly. Yeah,
So,
my father-in-law used to go to Canada once a year to go fishing. They'd rent a cabin and go munch.
So you know we have that movie Cocaine Bear, right?
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of that, before you go any further on that, a friend of mine that I went to school with went to go see that and was horribly disappointed from it. And she had put on her Facebook post what crap it was, and my only response to her was, "You expected that to be good?"
Yeah.
I actually want to see it myself. And it is loosely based on a true story.
Yeah,
loosely. But they kind of went overboard with it.
Yeah.
But now they have, Meth Gator coming out.
I saw that.
And on Facebook, I made the suggestion that the next one then should be Fentanyl Frog. This is, and I actually found this news story on several different news things. So, cocaine cat escaped the owner will now live at Cincinnati Zoo. An African serval cat that was found with cocaine in its system after an escape at a traffic stop now calls the Cincinnati Zoo home. Much to the delight of social media users, still amused by the recent release of the movie Cocaine Bear. The Wildcat story has trended online, where users relished in the absurdity of the horror comedy, which is based on the true story of a 175-pound black bear that was found dead near a duffel bag and some $2 million worth of cocaine. Social media users have predictably dubbed the serval cat as Cocaine Cat.
The Cocaine Cat.
The slender feline made its escape after its owner was pulled over by police on January 28th, according to a local animal control officer. It leapt from the car into a tree. Ray Anderson of the Cincinnati Animal Care said that local animal control, Hamilton County dog wardens, were called around 2 a.m. in the residential Oakley neighborhood. In Ohio, it is illegal to own the animals, which can weigh up to 40 pounds. During the rescue mission, the cat named Amory broke its leg and became more agitated. Once the cat was taken in for medical care by Cincinnati Animal Care, the team ran a drug test in which they determined that the cat had cocaine in his system. I mean, what were they doing? Sprinkling it on its cat food? Sprinkling it on a raw steak to give to him? What?
Inject it. Inject it.
It's not the first time that Cincinnati Animal Care, which has been operating as the county animal shelter, has had a wild animal test positive for drugs. In 2022, the group took in a capuchin monkey named Neo that had methamphetamine in its system.
Meth monkeys.
God, that's all you need is a monkey hyped up on meth. Oh my God.
They got some nasty teeth, man. They got some sharp little teeth.
That thing's probably bouncing off the friggin' walls and everything. Since that case, it has become standard procedure for the shelter to test exotic animals that arrive at the shelter for drugs. Anderson confirmed that the owner of the Amory the cat relinquished custody of the cat to Cincinnati Animal Care before it was taken into the care of the Cincinnati Zoo. Servals have grown in popularity, with some showing up in TikTok videos as pets. Julie Sheldon, clinical assistant professor of zoo medicine at the University of Tennessee, said a serval is a major responsibility that requires a balanced diet and specialized care beyond the house cat. There are way better options for pets that are way more safe, economically smart, and sustainable. The Cincinnati Animal Care receives about 8,000 animals a year. Instead of trying to keep a wild animal as a pet, you should save a whole lot of money and get a really awesome house cat at your local animal shelter.
There's one I just found
stay
online.
Away from wild pussy. That's what it's
That's the cat standing up on a counter by a coffee pot. That damn cat's the size of my big dog.
Yeah, so stay away from wild pussy.
Yeah. Especially when they're on cocaine.
One more news story here. And again, this is for Steve. This is either genius or hiatus. Hidden Valley Ranch ice cream to debut in Walmart stores.
I like ranch, but I don't think I would like cold ice cream ranch.
I don't even like ranch dressing that well.
You've probably heard of people dipping chicken wings, pizza, veggies, and a variety of other foods into ranch dressing. Now the classic condiment is getting a huge makeover. Van Leeuwen, that's an ice cream brand, I guess, and Hidden Valley teamed up to create ranch-flavored ice cream that is neither genius or hyenas, depending on who you ask. The dessert, which drops exclusively at Walmart on March 20th, contains the original classic flavors from Hidden Valley and has savory with the taste of buttermilk, flavorful herbs, and just a touch of sweetness.
Maybe I dip my wings in it. Maybe if they were hot wings, maybe cooler because you get the
Van
cooler.
Leeuwen recommends adding potato chips or pretzels for that added crunch. The ice cream maker is also releasing 6 other flavors for spring that will be available at select Walmart stores on March 28th.
Now, if they did blue cheese, I'd eat some blue cheese ice cream.
One is limoncello cake,
Ooh.
which is lemon ice cream with pieces of sweet brown sugar cake.
Ooh, sounds good.
Carrot cake,
Mm.
which is cheesecake ice cream with pieces of carrot cake mixed in.
I'd eat that.
Strawberry shortcake, which is vanilla ice
yeah.
cream with swirls of strawberry and pieces of strawberry shortcake.
Fuck yeah.
Sweet maple cornbread,
Ooh,
which is sweet maple ice cream with pieces of cornbread in it.
Maybe.
Blood orange chocolate chip.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Ice cream with swirls of blood orange and dark chocolate chips. And honey graham cracker.
Oh, I eat
Brown
all
sugar
those.
ice cream with pieces of graham cracker pie crust and swirls of honey.
I'd eat all those.
Now, I think someone needs to get a hold of the ranch one, and Steve needs to try that on air for us.
I'd do it. Like I said, I bet it'd be good if like you had some really, really good hot wings, because then it would help cool it down even more. You dip it in the cold ice cream, and you get the ranch flavor and the cool stuff ice cream. I'm not sure about maybe pretzels, but I'm not sure about potato chips. The potato chip would probably break unless you let the ice cream, thaw a little bit.
Well, add them to them. You would like crumble it up, put it in there.
Yeah.
I couldn't. I don't think I could do that. Although I do that when I have you just have a little bit. When you just have a little bit of fucking chip dip left in your thing, and all your chips are all crumbled up, I smash all my rest of my chips up and then pour it in the tub of the chip dip and stir it all together and eat the rest of it that way. That way I don't waste anything.
And Irene's finally in the chat room.
Yeah.
Like a little, a little late, but
better late than never.
You gotta remember she's in Georgia, plus we had the time change, so she's probably a little bit off.
Yeah, that's right. We did have the time change.
She's already an hour
down there.
Which you know how many people on Facebook are bitching about the time change?
I didn't even know it was today. I thought it was today.
I don't ever notice it.
I don't even mind this one. I always like the spring forward. It's the fall back I hate.
I don't ever, it just doesn't faze me. I don't know my body and that doesn't notice it.
No, Irene, it's today. It's 8:11 Illinois time.
It happened last night, overnight at 2 a.m.
Yep.
Irene, this is a new program.
Yes, it will air on Sundays.
Yep.
Why did they decide that it was at 2 a.m. too? I don't get that.
I don't know, but it sucked when you work third shift because especially in the fall, you'd be like, "Oh, it's 2 o'clock." Nope, it's 1 o'clock.
Yeah, well, here's the thing: is with the bar,
and they don't pay you an extra fucking hour.
Nope.
With the bars, they lose an hour, and then in the fall they gain an extra hour during it. So We used to love it in the fall time, Oh yeah, we get that extra hour to drink.
I couldn't tell you the last time I was at a bar, a 2:00 bar, 3:00 bar that was and actually stayed out that late. It's
I want to go to Deja Vu when it's like that, so I get an extra hour of do. I've been thinking about going there.
Is that the April meet and greet at the Vu?
Yeah, maybe get me a lap dance. Maybe next month. I got a little bit more money.
It's not, like I said, I worked there twice. The first time I was the door guy, and the second time I was the DJ during the day for a while.
I worked there too, Bubba.
Did you
same
really?
Thing. Yeah. I was there for about 9 months in 2009 before I started working in the post office.
The owner had nicknamed me Smokey.
Smokey.
Because they hired me the first time to work the door, and
I don't understand why they named you that, Bubba.
You were allowed to smoke in there at the time. And when the owner walked in, had never even met him. And he walked in, and the thing was, Larry used to drink a lot back in the day. And he walked in drunk and saw me smoking. And the first thing he said is, "Who the hell are you?" And I said, "I'm the new door guy. I'm Chris." "No, from now on, you're smoking." and it stuck. They all called me that the whole time I worked there.
Okay.
I actually one night where him and one of the managers had been out at the lake partying and drinking. They came back to the Vu and they got into a fist fight with each other in the bookstore.
Let me guess. Buddha?
No, this was
Eric?
Before his time.
Oh, really?
I was like 18
okay.
when I first worked there, yeah. So, and I mean, Larry showed up, didn't even have shoes on, didn't have no idea where his shoes were. And then there was a time he also had a 85 Testarossa that actually belonged originally to Jack Clark when he played for the Cardinals.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. And Jack Clark got traded. I think it was to the Giants, I want to say. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it was to the Giants. But instead of taking that Testarossa, he sold it, and Larry bought it. And Larry was actually driving it and had used his cell phone and was called, the Vu, and I don't even remember for what, but he was drunk as shit. And I was the one on the phone with him. And next thing you hear is crash, this loud ass crash sound.
That's expensive.
He took that car head on with the semi.
Hmm.
And they say
it's a Lamborghini, not a fungus.
Huh?
She asked if the Testarossa is a fungus that grows on your testicles.
No.
Actually, it's a Ferrari.
Yeah.
Oh, Ferrari. Sorry. Yeah.
Still expensive to crash.
Yeah.
And they said that the only reason he even lived was because he was so drunk and fell into the floorboard of the car.
Yep. Drunks never get hurt when they wreck.
Oh my God.
Dude, my uncle was so drunk when he wrecked his last car. He bought it was a 68 Torino with a big block, and he just had no reason to drive, no reason for a car, but he wanted a car because he was a drunk, and just his money got at the time, let him buy a car. He talked him into it. He had about 3 months and totaled it, but he was going about 100 mile an hour around the curve in the rain and hydroplaned and flipped it about 6 times and upside down and hit a tree head on. And the only thing it did, it cut his elbow where he kicked the back window out to get out of it.
Yeah.
He was so drunk, he's like, I don't even remember what happened.
And
I don't remember driving.
So last bit of business before we get out of here. We still do not have a name for the show. So anyone listening, we need suggestions for a name. And then we'll figure out the name for the show. There's been a couple names already. What do we have, Steve? Do you remember?
Mm-mm.
One was something like news from our perspective or something like that.
No, BS News.
What was Stoner News?
Yeah.
But give us some ideas, guys, and help us come up with the name for this show. Other than that, I don't have anything else.
Yeah.
And
News.
I think the show went good. I hope everyone watching liked the show. Again, thank you for watching us instead of the Oscars or whatever.
Thanks for taking time out of your day to put up with us again. We do appreciate it. This is the first one. It'll grow.
I've got to go win the World Series now.
Oh,
I hope. He said he wanted to play.
See, little side note here. I wish that we could watch the game. That would be an amazing feature.
The first game wasn't pretty. Wasn't pretty.
Well,
he's not on my end, was it?
I actually was speaking with a guy from our machine support from one of the companies I work with, and they're out of San Diego. But the guy I was speaking with, his buddy codes, and he wrote some of the code for the MLB The Show 23 that's coming out.
Oh,
I told him, I was like, hey, tell your buddy to see if he can add it to where, people in the league can watch the World Series.
Yeah.
Just you click on it and you don't have to play. It's just enough to watch.
I can tell you this. Remember how Ray was telling me not to click on the X when it starts to do the whole, they don't do it on this one.
Oh, man.
And just immediately, as soon as I waited, I just immediately went to him back, and they didn't do the whole introduction and all that like they did on the years before. So that must have been one of the things they cut out. Because I was waiting. I'm like, fuck, okay. He said, don't click the button. Don't click the button. Don't click the button. And I waited. That's how I know who fucked up the button. Well, I didn't do anything.
Yep.
Oops.
Well, thanks, guys. I thank all of our listeners.
Yep, definitely.
Don't forget to check out Goose Troops tomorrow. Tuesday morning, there's a free show. Probably, maybe. We'll see.
Yeah.
Free show Tuesday. Smoke Signals Tuesday night. Free show Wednesday.
See, and that's the other thing. This is going to be a subscriber show for us. So the free, doing it free today was just a one-time thing. So if you
give you a taste.
If you're watching for free and you're not a subscriber, subscribe. There's plenty of shows to watch.
Oh, yeah.
We're
subscription information is available at morningdisaster.net or at patreon.com/morningdisaster.
More subscriber content than free content, so that's a selling point.
Yeah.
Multiple pay levels. There's different tiers, so it's affordable. So, yeah, check it out.
All right. And Jason, thank you for our show intro.
Yeah,
it was something I found real quick that was royalty free.
Exactly the type of thing that I was wanting.
Right.
I'll have to make some tweaks to it, though.
Oh, I mean.